The benefits of the LinkedIn profile, you can find a job that may not be where you are, but you can do that, even a part-time job. You can connect with other people. This is really good. I mean, just the ability to connect with other like-minded people. So if some of you are familiar with Facebook, I know somebody said they weren't in Facebook, but Facebook has a thing called groups, and groups are organized by affinities. Like, if you like dogs, there's dog groups. If there's like people who like to walk, there's walking groups. There's people like antiques, there's antique groups. And so you can talk about those kind of things that you guys share in common in those groups. There's also groups and in here, so you can find other people that have same interests that you have even in LinkedIn. And it's really neat. I mean, we learned a lot during the pandemic of how to connect with people virtually through the computer. GetSetUp is very much a community of lifelong learners that share together like this, which is great. But it's LinkedIn you obviously you're not going to connect with everybody, but you can connect with the people that are like-minded, and you can build relationships with them on there. You could find clients. If you're looking for clients, you could do that. Those of you that said you keep getting added or invited to be connected with, those are people prospecting you. They're trying to get something from you. They probably found you were connected to somebody else they knew. And so they said, well, I'm going to try to connect with all of their people. And so we're going to try to do this connection and reach out and try to make you my client. And those are pretty obvious to see, and you can decline those as you go along because they just get kind of noisy and make a lot of fill up your inboxes with stuff that you don't really want. So you can kind of filter that out. It does allow you to have kind of this free web page URL that's unique to you. It's kind of like your own web page, LinkedIn. You can kind of customize the address. So it's got, LinkedIn and then your name, linkedin.com. I'll show you mine, and you can customize what that is based on what's available. So it's a free web page, which basically kind of your resume of what you've done work-wise and different things you've been involved with there. So that's a way to share your information with other people and connect with people. We used to carry around business cards and share business cards with people, and that's how they kind of kept up their Rolodexes. Remember Rolodexes? Remember those spinny things that Rolodexes? And you'd have to get in the Rolodex, and people who had big Rolodexes were pretty powerful people because they were connected to all these people, or they at least they collected a lot of cards anyway, for nothing, no other reason. That's what they did. So now we can share, we can find people on LinkedIn and we can connect with them there and then start having conversations with them. So that's what that URL, that address helps you with. You can learn. There's some educational side of LinkedIn as well. And LinkedIn's bought some learning platforms that they provide learning as well. And then a lot of content sharing. So you can use it as kind of a way to post articles or almost like blog entries that you want to put out there. And you can say anything. It's much like a feed on any other social media where you can put whatever you want out there. It should be relevant to whatever your industry or your affinities or your topics are that you like. But that's a way for people to be able to see you, interact with you. You can glean from their content sharing, and you can add to the conversation by creating your own content sharing on there. So it's a platform to be found, be seen, be heard, see other people, connect with other people, hear what's going on there, be part of a conversation about different things you might be interested in. So many benefits of having this account here. Okay, next thing, how do you create that profile? These are some of the things that you need. Obviously, your name. There are individual LinkedIn profiles and there are business profiles. So if you had your own small business or your own little company, you could create a special a LinkedIn account for the company and then attach your personal to that. So that's another option too. Because sometimes I do a lot of things, and my personal, I have a couple businesses, and those are separate from my personal. And I can say I work for those businesses, but I don't want my personal just to be about the business. I want it to be all the different things that I do and have done. A profile photo. This is important for people to see. This is I've had some fun with this. If I just spend a little time browsing random people on LinkedIn, and it's just a shocker to me what profile photo they put out there. We judge the book by its cover, and this is kind of the first impression, and you see these pictures and you're like, why did they pick that picture? Of all pictures in their whole life, that's the picture they wanted people to be known, want them to be known as. It's just amazing. You'll get some people, there's a lot of people that teach and train and coach on LinkedIn. I'm a real pragmatist, like what works. I don't get too wrapped around the axle on some preference things. I think you can have some of your own identity in here too. So you'll have people say, only put like a corporate shot, like don't have a picture of anything in the background. Well, mine has a picture of me at the beach because I love the beach, and there's nobody else in it. There's no animals in it. It's not, you don't see any sand or anything, but I'm at the beach and, you know, I'm cleaned up and I'm shaven and I have a collared shirt on, but I'm not going to put a coat and tie on and go stand against a JC Penney backdrop to get a picture for my LinkedIn. That's just too stiff for me. That's not who I am. So but the photo should be good. It should be something good. Okay. And then there's a cover image, and a lot of people leave this off. They just miss, this is a chance to put a little identity on your page also. I'll show you what that is, a little color anyway. And then there's a headline that you can use. You can put your experience in. Think of that as kind of your resume. Hey, Jen, welcome. And then there's an about summary. We can write a little summary about yourself, and then the custom URL. All right, any questions on any of this? I want to show you what this looks like. Let me jump over to this app here. Let's go to this one. All right, so this is my LinkedIn. Let me try to make it larger so you can see here. So I'm on LinkedIn here, and my URL, I don't know if you can see at the top, it's linkedin.com/ I think it's LN/ BestU. I just picked BestU. That's one of my company names, BestU. And so I put that in there. So that's easy to spell and put in there, and it pulls that up. Okay, so what you see on here, let me turn on my little pointer so you can see what I'm pointing at here. Let's get that and come back over here. Turn this on so you can see what I'm pointing. Okay, so the way it's laid out, you can come and search whatever you're looking for up here. If you're looking for a person or a company, you can search on that. We're kind of on my homepage right now. The network goes into all the people I'm connected to. Jobs will help. There's a whole section about looking for jobs, finding jobs. People post on jobs on here. Messaging, there's a whole internal messaging, so you don't have to give out emails and all that. You can message inside the app. It's kind of a text messenger inside the app. Notifications, you can turn those on or off, and you can go into some of your settings in here, right? This is your account settings, those kind of things, how you manage these different things. See, I manage my personal, I manage this company, this company, this company. So I've got different companies that I manage as well that I work on, okay? So up here, this obviously is my profile photo. And there's, what do you think? I mean, it's pretty good, right? I mean, like there's a decent guy. I mean, he's not being weird, or, you know, it's not like I didn't cut out like, you know, my kids out of the picture and like that and make it look weird. It's not, I'm not holding a dog, or, you know, I'm not at a party. Those are all the things that kind of make it look bad. And then this part up here, this is, they call this the cover image, and you can edit your cover image. So because I like the beach and it kind of matched the colors of my photo, I put this little color image there. It's better than nothing. You can put you can create a graphic and put words in here if you want. But again, you know, I just want it to be professional and nice looking. Okay, so then there's my name, and I can customize all this. Anywhere you see a little pencil, you can customize, edit what you want to work on here. So if I wanted to change my cover photo, right, I can do this. You can straighten, you can upload photos, all kinds of things in here. All right, so we'll just leave that there. This section, each section has its own little editor. So click on this one. I can change my name, additional name. I got pronouns in here, headlines. Okay, this headline here. A lot of times people want to put in, you know, they don't know what to put in there. Okay, and now think also, I talk a lot about keywords. Keywords really drive the internet, really drive social media, really drive search engines. They drive even in LinkedIn, the keywords, these specific words that people will be looking for to connect with you. And so this is one of the strategies here, is you make a list of different on my headlines, right? So I put a bunch of disruptive solutionist. That's a term I came up with to describe myself. And it makes me stand out a bit because it's not used a lot. And people will say, oh, they'll talk about that, or they'll reach out to me and they'll comment on that. Leader and encourager of people and organizations, consultant, coach, instructor, motivator of others to become and experience their best life. So I listed several things. I put these little vertical, lines in there to separate those. That headline then becomes, make it creative, make it stand out, because you see how it pops in right here, right? It fills this right up here. So put some things in there for that, all right? If you guys have any questions, just raise your hand, take yourself off mute, whatever you want to do to get my attention, and I'll stop and answer your question. All right, current position.
Yeah, I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
About the how did you come up with your headline? Is it like a summary of your profile or your goal, or like, how would you say, in another word, what would you call the type of information in the headline?
Yeah. Think about what terms would you want to be identified, associated with by people looking to connect with you for whatever reason. If you're using LinkedIn just to build a network, what kind of words would you want people to associate with you and be drawn to? If you're looking for work, what type of descriptions, short descriptions would describe the type of work you do, right? It's just boring to kind of have a position. Like if you just said, I'm a bookkeeper, that's just boring, right? Get creative and say, I am the master number manager, whatever. Come up with something that, it doesn't have to be a title, but it can describe what you do. And I think the more creative you are with that, but it still leads them somewhere to something. Leader, encourager, people, consultant, coach, instructor, motivator, those are all, great words that kind of people would want to associate with. It takes a little bit of work to kind of think creatively about how you want to use as a headline for yourself. Who's asking that, Lenore? Yeah,
that was me. Mm-hmm.
What is your, how would you describe yourself? Do you have anything, words that come to mind for you?
You name it. It's sort of like I'm very curious. My friend called me, you're like a cat. You're curious about everything, Okay. So I love to learn. I love to be creative. So, and I like to have a project going on. I like to work on projects and helping people, but I haven't decided doing what.
Okay, so you're a creative, curious collaborator.
Okay. All right.
Something like that. I mean, just, I don't know you, but just based on what you just described, I came up with a few words that, like the curious, creative collaborator. So that hit on 3 or 4 of your big things you were doing, and I alliterated them. We don't have to do that, but
so could it be your goal as well? Like if I didn't feel like a collaborator right now, but I want to be one, would I put that in there? Sort of like a key objective for connecting and doing stuff?
Yeah, I think I would want to steer you away from, I would encourage you to steer away from doing the old resume. This is my objective.
Okay,
section,
all right.
Right, that just becomes a bunch of words that really mean nothing.
In a way, is it like what you think your friends would say about you?
Yeah.
In a way? Okay.
Your positive friends, yeah.
All right. Okay. Yes, exactly. Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, it helps. Yeah. Thanks.
And you can play around with it. You can put one thing in there, multiple things, change it anytime you want. It's your profile. You can update it anytime you want. So.
Okay.
Good. All right. Current position. When you go in and add all your positions, then they all show up, and then you can pick which one your current one is. All right. So you can do that. Show current company in my intro. If you do that. Industry, you can pick an industry. Obviously, the ones with little stars are required. Some of these are education. And you can turn it on or off in your intro. Where you live.
Question.
Yeah.
Question. So if you are retired, but you don't want to say retired, what would you say in your current position?
You are, who's this? This Lenore again?
Lisa.
Mhm.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa, how would you describe your position now that you're retired? Like you still do something, you still have, how would you self-title yourself what you do now? What do you do now?
Basically nothing. No.
You do something. Well, the fact that you're on GetSetUp, you're a lifelong learner.
I am a lifelong. I like that word.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
paint.
Okay.
I read.
All right.
I watch my granddaughter.
Okay. Good. So you're continuing to learn. You are also a creative because you do your painting,
Right.
right?
Right.
And you are building relationships with, with people through your, your family, but you do that with other people. You probably want to have a relationship with other people, right?
I do. I
Yeah.
never miss a happy hour.
Right. So lifelong learner, creative, creator of art, however you want to say it.
So I guess I'm also a support.
Yeah. Right.
Because when my daughter says, both my daughter and her husband work, and she goes, "Mom, can you watch Mackenzie today?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm there.
Right.
I'm
You're a
free."
care, you're a caregiver. How about that?
I like that one. You've got good words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Good. All right.
Okay, so I'm busy.
Yeah. So you can't say you're doing nothing. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. Anybody else want help on theirs?
Good.
Sure. I guess right now I just have my, work title. I mean, technically, I'm faculty. I can show you mine, and then, but I'd like to come up with some creative, headlines sometime.
Yeah. So but again, if you think about your headline as a description of who you are, not what you do so much. I mean, it is a little bit what you do, but we get too stuck on our titles sometimes, and that becomes too defining, right? You're faculty, but faculty is kind of, that's a nice word in the education system, but a faculty member is not too exciting. It's you help people learn. Right? You're an instructor. You provide life change through instruction, something like that, right? That's
Yes.
a little bit more of a headline than faculty.
Yeah. And I think I'm a good student. I like to learn, kind of like a cat. I like to learn everything. That's why I sign up 4 or 5 classes a day, just trying to learn. This is
Right.
my second week at GetSetUp. It's just like, wow, there's so many interesting classes I want to take. Yeah.
So you're
I
a
like
you're
to
a
learn.
voracious learner.
Mm-hmm. Ferocious learner.
How about that? That'll
And
jump
I'm a
out, right?
lifelong learner. I like
That's
to
a good
learn a lot.
headline. Ferocious
Mhm.
lifelong learner.
Mhm.
And you're also giving back because you like to help other people learn too.
Yes.
You're an encourager. You're a lifelong learner and encourager of other lifelong learners.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Yeah, have fun with it. Just, it's fun. Think about what's the headline for your life? What's your headline for your thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Current position, industry, education, location, and it lets you, toggle some of these on and off. Your contact information, you go into this, you decide how much you want to share here. So this is where I got to pick what my profile URL would. Oh, I'm not showing you. Hold on, sorry. I'm talking away and not showing you my stuff here. We back up, back down here to the bottom. If you don't want to show your education or your company it, you can uncheck that and it'll come off of it comes off of right up here. See how these are up here? That's what that means. All right, come down here, contact info. In here, you can, this is where I got to pick my URL. If it's available, I can use that. You can put in websites that you want, your own websites. These are different websites that I have, phone number, email address, if you want instant messenger, birthday, all that. I think, you know, it doesn't ask for your year, so it's not gonna out how old you are. It's just gonna have your month and month and day, so that's good. Okay, and you just hit save. All right, so that's that section right there. Providing there's a couple things in here. You can add more things, add these sections, add to your profile here, those things. What's under more? Save it as a PDF, create a resume. All right, providing services. This you can adjust as well. And this would be a list of things that you want to add. And they have their own categories. So when you click on this, it's got a bunch of different categories here that you can pick from. And it's got the ones I've got checked. I can, okay. Oh, I've already hit the maximum. There's a maximum you can hit. But you can pick as many as they'll let you. I don't know how many it is.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
is this if you're providing a business or service
Right.
and looking to offer help in some ways
Yeah.
to others?
Yeah, that's right. So service provider would show which, it gives these tags on here of things. So what this does, again, yeah, this is what you want to be associated with. This would attract people who are in these areas that might be looking to work with you or wanting to work, you know, wanting to hire you or wanting to make you a client. So yeah, that's kind of what goes in there. So you decide what you want that to be.
Oh, I see. So people may or may not contact you for job
Yeah.
offers.
Right.
What if you're not looking for a job offer? Do you not fill that in?
You don't have to, right? Yeah, you could skip it.
Okay. If you're just looking to network with like minds.
Right. Because back in this service one, you can put more description. Where will I work?
Oh, I see. So you wouldn't fill that in if you're not interested.
Right.
And then you won't be bothered.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. This is more if you're offering services, you'd put that in there.
Okay.
All right. You can add media, update pictures, images here. You can do that. As it relates to your services. This is all about services right now. And then you can invite people to review you on your services. So you know, if you're not, if that's not you, then you don't need to do that.
Kevin?
Yeah.
I have a YouTube video. Is this where you would place that?
All right, let's go back to, I'm gonna go to my page. There's a couple of places you can put that. So I'm gonna go back to my profile. So we'll go back to me and then, okay, I'm looking at me here. And again, this view right here is different than what other people see. Okay, so we're working on this. Suggestions, they're trying to suggest some things. This is, not everybody sees this. This is what they're trying to, you know, they're saying, hey, if you have a license or certification, put that in there. If you have a new title, put that in there. It gives me some analytics of who's coming and looking at my sites, how I'm getting found. All right, under about, jump down to about. So they keep marketing and promoting and dropping stuff in here on you. That's only you see, and everybody sees those. Those are just for you because you're in your own, you're editing your own profile. About,
so
okay.
Here's Kevin, do you have a paid version or a free version?
Free, mine's free. Yeah, free.
Great.
Yeah. So this is the about section. Here's where you write about your years of experience and your skills, achievements. So this is just stuff, they give you a lot of characters. Look, I've only used like a fourth of the characters.
So I have a question. If you don't have a business or you're not looking for work, do you still fill this in?
I would take advantage of just writing about, kind of who you are. Just write a paragraph about who you are, just describing yourself a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Here's activity. This is where you can share post and start a post. So you could post a YouTube in here. I think I put a video in here. Let me see if I do one. Yeah, here's video. Well, it asks you to upload the video from your computer. So you can't post it that way. Let's see if we can grab a YouTube video. Let's see something in here. Let's grab this one. Oops. All right, let's get this link, copy the link, go back to LinkedIn, start a post. If I just paste this in here. Yep, there it is. So you can do it that way. Was that Jen that was asking? No? Who was asking about the YouTube video? Maybe did they leave?
I think it was a Chinese girl.
Lou, was it you? Were you asking about the? No? Okay. All right. So just if you paste it in there, it's going to give you a little preview of it. So you can do that. But these are posts. Discard the post. So you can post things in here and then people can comment on it. It's like any other social media where they can post and put it out there. Okay. Experience. This is kind of your resume where you can come in here. You can add new ones. You can also edit. So when you edit, you can edit each one of these. So each one of these now you can go in and you can say, okay, what's the title? What's the employment type, company name, where you're working, is the headline for this. Okay, you can add media here too. You can put videos, the things you've made, put that in there. And then that shows up in here. You got the date of when start and end dates in there. So based on the dates is how it stacks these up. So it's got, if there's a company associated with the name that you put in there, then that company's logo will show up there, which is nice. See, this company doesn't have that. They don't have a LinkedIn account. This one doesn't either. This one does.
So is that activities where you put your resume?
No. We're in a different section. This is experience.
Experience. Okay.
No. All right.
I'm wondering, does the experience needs to be professional? It could be like a volunteer experience.
Yeah, sure.
Like
it could be volunteer. Yeah, but let me show you. There's another section. Come on. What are you doing? It's being funny. Refresh. All right. All right, so we're back on the same screen and now they're throwing this take a skills quiz. So you're like getting marketed to as you go along all the time here. This is another thing that they threw at me. All right, let's go down. So we did about activity is more, posts that you put out there. Experience is where you've worked. Education, you've got your education, you can put those in there. Skills, all right, here's skills. You can take a skills test and people can endorse you as different skills you have. So I've got like 50 skills, I guess. And others have endorsed me for that they've worked with me. So I think you can pick up to 50 and then as people want to, they can endorse you.
Oh.
All right, education, skills, recommendations. You can get people to make recommendations for you, your character, those kind of things. Any publications you've made, you can, anything where you've been publicized, any organizations that you're a part of, you can put out there. So these are different organizations I've been a part of. All of these. All right, interest. Here's a whole interest thing. So you can follow influencers, you can follow companies, you can follow groups. Like I mentioned before, there's a lot of groups out there. I've got 50 groups or so, and schools you can follow. And then inside that, like this one here, there's 10,000 members in this one marketing group here. And then that helps give you contact to the people in those groups, and you have a shared affinity with them. Let me see what else I've got in here. All right, it tells you how many people are in these. This one's got 122,000. Some of them you have to kind of apply to be a part of, and they'll let you in. But then you start getting their feeds also, the people that are in there, you get anything that new they put out as it relates to that group. So you can interact and network with them based on whatever that topic is.
I have a question. When you interact with someone personally, is your conversation visible, or do people know that you interacted with that particular person, or is it private?
It's private, yeah.
Okay.
So down here, I've got my messaging down here at the bottom. Let me zoom into that for you. Down here's messaging. If I expand that, right, here's all those messages that I've had in here. And this is all inside the app. So you can go in here and you can read them. Like here's a guy, right? So it's got, you know, the history of our conversations in here that I can read, but they're private conversations with just he and I. Nobody else can see those. And if they're not, if some of these message requests are in here, these people want to reach out to me, but I don't know who they are, and I'm not real interested in connecting with them. So I kind of leave those, or I might ignore them at some point. Okay, so you can control your messaging, your settings. You can create a new message. Just, you know, who do you want to send it to? Who's one of your who's somebody you're following? You know, somebody who you're connected to inside of the app. All right, so let me go back to this. So we talked about all of those, right? And it can take a little while to fill all that out. It takes a little bit of time to get kind of tweak that and play with it and get those all how you want them to be. All right. The next thing is, according to LinkedIn, this is the 7 requirements for them to consider you've got a completed profile. And I'll send these out in the notes following up. Industry and location has to be filled out. A current position with a description has to be in there. 2 past positions have to be filled out. Education, a minimum of 3 skills, a profile photo, and at least 50 connections. These are people that you've connected to.
Oh.
All right, what's this question?
So what?
What's that?
My question is, so what if you haven't made the 50 connections?
Then it's not considered complete yet.
But that's okay.
Yeah. You're still there, but I don't know what they limit you on. This is their motivation, so people don't have half-used accounts. That's what they don't. That's why they probably limit you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you know, if people are using it well, and this is their threshold, then they're going to get more out of it, and they're going to say LinkedIn's worth something. But if you just kind of halfway get started on it and never use it, it's not going to do anything for you. You're going to think, well, LinkedIn's stupid, doesn't do anything for me, because you never really fully set it up. So that, yeah.
We just needed you to tell us more about it.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Question, can you upload a resume created in Word so that LinkedIn will extract the data and populate experience, education, etc.? They used to have that feature. I haven't checked that. What's the implication for complete? And good question. What's the implication complete, not complete? There's something, I don't recall exactly what they limit you to do, but it's to your advantage, and there's that you meet this completed profile. as soon as you can so that you can do more. So you see, let's see, if I go back, let's see. Let me go back in here. No, not that, this one. And go back to my view profile. Okay. Edit public. Okay, this shows you when I clicked on that, it changed the view. Did you see that? Let me go back. Let me go back to me. All right, I'm in the back. This is where I can edit it, right? You can see this. This is where I can edit it. I went to me and then I clicked on view profile and it brings this up. Okay, but if I go to edit public profile and URL up here, this is what the profile looks like. This is what other people see. All right, it looks like this. Groups I'm in, recommendations I've received, things I've liked. Okay, has all that in there. So you can see that. And over on this little right-hand column, people can't see this. This is where I can adjust some other things here too. And you can limit who sees your profile photo. And then you can adjust all of these things too.
I have a question. So if there's anyone you don't want to access your LinkedIn at all, you just don't respond to them. But if you also don't want them to look at your profile, you could do that too. In yours, is that true?
Individually?
Like, yeah, like how you can block a phone number.
All right, let's go into my network here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They have this thing, connections and contacts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's confusing. What are the two different ones, right? 1600 and 3383. I think all your connections are part of your contacts, but connections are maybe a more one-to-one relationship. And then there's people you follow, the groups you are part of, events you've joined, pages you follow, newsletters you can follow, hashtags you follow. That's all of that. So this shows me right now, these are the people that want to have invited me, right? Mm-hmm. And I look through and I see, this is where it's kind of fun to look at pictures a little bit too. Let's take a look here. All right, this guy I know because I did a meeting with him, so I'll accept him. This guy I also met, I can accept him.
Oh, you would just hit ignore, I guess.
What else? Some of these other ones I don't recognize. See, like I saw your coach, I'd like to connect. All right, maybe she wants to get some coaching, who knows? All right, so then it opens up this little, pops up this little message that I already sent it to her. Okay, let's close that. All right, I know this person, I can do that one. There's a few more. You can turn this open to work hashtag on and it puts it on here. This person's looking to get hired. Or he got hired and he forgot to turn it off. That happens sometimes too. You know, once they get hired, they stop. They forget to turn it off. All right, I'm looking for everybody else I might need to turn on. I don't see anybody. Okay, so that's how you respond to the invitations that have come in. But you were asking, here's other people it recommends. This is always fun, right? Like Peter here, he doesn't have a picture. He doesn't look too good. Like this doesn't look good, right? It's a circle. Like he's got a cover, but he's got this square and a circle. It doesn't look good. I mean, this guy, he's got the kids. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do the kids. Here you can see what some other people did with their backgrounds. These are other pages. Okay, so you get the kind of an idea. Now, here's another thing. Whenever you go visit somebody on LinkedIn, when you go to their page to look at them, they know that you visited them.
Oh, yeah, that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, the other social medias don't always do that. You don't really sure, you don't know that, but in this one, they do know that you went there.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So on your own LinkedIn page, how do I learn who like look at my page?
Yeah.
Can you show
All
us?
right. Yeah. So you can filter all of your people here, and you can message the ones that you have followed. It's a little bit tricky sometimes to message people that you haven't followed yet. So sometimes you got to connect with them before you can follow. All right, let me go to home. This home screen is kind of like the live feed where I can post things right now. And there's Judy.
Kevin, can you show your screen, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. I went back, didn't I? All right, I'm back on my home now. And here I can post something if I want to at the top. Looks a lot like social media, right? Photo, video, event. I can write something. So our marketing at GetSetUp puts out stuff all the time. So here's an article about Judy. She's part of GetSetUp. Because I follow GetSetUp, I get their feed too. And I can like it. Just like other, right? Here's Scott. Scott's one of our GetSetUp guys. So that's it. This is somebody I worked with in another company, some of her article. All right. I'm trying to show you where people are looking at me, right? Oh, where? There's a whole section on the job hiring here, right? They offer all of this. This premium is what you pay for. And when you get premium, you get access to more things. I'm trying to think on my network, people who have visited, looked at me recently. Where is that showing? And this is always suggesting people for me to connect with. That's what all this is. I think it's, let me go back here to my profile. All right. All right, here we go. This under analytics, I've had 55 profile views and 53 post views, and I've shown up in 55 in searches. So let's go discover who's viewed your profile. Okay, here we go. People who viewed. These are the people that have viewed my profile. And on the free version, it usually limits how many you can see, and it teaches you to pay for the paid version to see more. So these are the people that have kind of come in. Oh, there's people also viewed. Where does it say the people that viewed me? All right, here we go. This is it. All right, 55 profile viewers in the last 90 days. It's up 25% from last swim. So these are it teases me a little bit with the people that have come through here, right? So it shows me like 6 and not even 6. So they showed me this guy 2 days ago. Someone at this company checked me out. This is another one. They won't tell me who. This guy, he's a contact of mine, so I know who he is. 6 days ago, he checked on me. And then this one. So because I don't have the paid version, I don't see everybody. But you can see everybody if you pay for the paid version. Got that? The question was, can you block somebody? No, I mean, you can kick somebody out of your network if you don't want somebody. So if you go to your connections, oh, that's not one. She's a new one. Back up, back up. All right, here's all my. All right, I can click on him. And I can view his profile. It'll let him know that I did it. And I can unfollow him. That way. All right. What questions do you guys have? The other thing we didn't talk about is the keywords. Use keywords, don't use buzzwords. Because a lot of times they're looking for these keywords in your LinkedIn profile. So top 10 buzzwords to avoid. All these overly used words. Recommendations, that's always good to do, get people to give you recommendations. So those are the benefits of doing all this. All right, I've used up all of our time. Any specific questions you guys have for me?
Yeah, I'm wondering, since our LinkedIn page is a page, and then you mentioned there is another free URL page we can get in addition to the regular LinkedIn homepage, or that's the web page.
Yeah, it's the one and the same. So it's the URL of your profile.
So there's no additional page. That's it. Okay.
Right. It's the public view of your content that people can see. Yeah. Like, all right. So if you go to, if I can put mine in the chat and you can see what it looks like if you clicked on the chat. Let's see. Everybody. All right. That's the link to my public page. And do you remember how I showed you how to get to setting your page? Up here, it says edit public profile and URL. When you click on your name up here, me, go to your profile, and then you click on this one, edit public profile and URL. And then up here, this is where you can adjust it. Personalize your, you just click this and then you change it. All right. And this is where you can adjust your visibility too. You can have only first degree connections see it, only your network, all LinkedIn members, public. That could be even people outside of LinkedIn. All right. All right. Hopefully this helped you. You got a little bit of work to do to update your stuff.
I was just wondering, I wrote some papers in the past. Can I post it, or I just, there's like a database of all my writings?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, do you know where to put that?
I think you talk about a post feature.
Yeah. So if we go back to profile again, view profile, you scroll down to publications. Add a new one. The title, publication, you can, the date, author, URL, if there is one. Save it.
Yeah, because I have a bunch of them. It's too much work to list each one. Is there a way I can just put a URL? Because at the university, there is like faculty, their publication page that has everything I published. Okay.
Yeah, so just hit plus and then give it a title and then put the URL here and it'll take them there. And then a description of what they can find at it.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is I have like many papers. I don't want to put each one out there.
Yeah,
I
just give it a
say,
general title.
oh, general. Okay. General
Just
past
say,
publications.
yeah, publications that, that I've written, and then do the URL, and it'll get them there.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, very good.
Thank you.
Hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and hope you guys can use this to help you all update your profiles and make sure it's available. Use it how you want.